Went on, Foster.
Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Barb.
Hey,
How you doing, Barb?
doing good. How you?
I'm all right.
This is a lunch meeting, right?
Might as well. I'm eating too.
Peanut butter jelly.
Yep,
Yeah.
me too. Hey, Foster, you sent me a referral a couple months back. Shelton, if I'm not mistaken.
Name?
Bobby Shelton?
Let me see.
I think it's Shelton.
Okay. I was dealing with another Shelton today too, so
Okay.
I always clarify. Shelton. Bobby Shelton. I marked him as not interested. He was from
Okay.
Clothier, West Virginia. Never
Okay.
got a hold of me, but I thought if I send someone to you first and immediately, it's probably because I don't think that they're gonna be interested in Jobs and Hope.
Okay. Well, he never really showed up for me either. That's why I'm
Yeah.
making sure.
Okay. Yep. Nope. I already marked him as not interested, so
All
I
right.
could do that a while back. Yeah. Good deal.
Got Miss Allen on us with us today.
What's up?
Good afternoon.
Hey, Kaylee.
How are we?
Great.
Good. I don't think I've been to this one yet.
We're having lunch.
Oh, good. Me too. I actually tried to
Um,
crash my lunch, but
nice. You guys
I'm
also
back.
don't tell Deb I'm not dressed up. If she finds a video with me on a hat, she's gonna get mad at me.
Well, I have an event tonight. Otherwise, yesterday I was in a very comfy sweater. So,
Nice.
well, this is fun.
So, Foster, are you saying I shouldn't put this up to the YouTube page?
Yeah, don't put this up on the YouTube page.
All right.
We have a YouTube page?
Yeah. Well, West Virginia Reentry Councils.
Nice.
I usually put all the meetings on there.
Well, I wouldn't if we're talking names. I'd be careful with that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Mm-mm-mm. 1 o'clock.
So, what we got going on today, ladies? Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Same old, same over here. We have there's a Parkersburg Foundation substance use disorder event tonight that they're going to reveal what they've learned through a series of panels and community discussions over September of the last year. They're going to compile their findings, and they say they have a big plan um, for for substance use disorder in Wood County. So I am interested in what they have come up with. And if I learn anything groundbreaking, I will bring it to the group. But I'm curious and curious about feedback from the community. They've done a lot of surveys, so we'll see. But that's my big exciting thing of the day.
Who's putting that
And
together, Kaylee?
hmm,
Who is putting that together?
well, let me pull that up. It's a Parkersburg Engagement Committee, and my understanding is they have a council with a retired police officer and a previous lawyer and some city council members who were allocated some funding to do some substance use disorder work in the county. Now, my understanding is that their funding was running out and that their council was losing some members. So I thought they might disband, but they're having this big event. And so we will see. We were on a panel for one of them. It was interesting. It was a series of lectures and community collaboration meetings over the span of a month. I went to some. It got to be a lot of events, but I went to some and had a pretty good turnout. So big question
Bailey,
mark.
heads up. I checked our dream team calendar for Jobs and Hope. That's what they call us. Insert-
Lauren told me that. Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't look as if anybody from a transition agent perspective is scheduled to attend that. So represent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So sometimes Dominique and Rochelle attend these events,
Yeah.
and
Nothing's on the schedule for tonight, so I don't know
Okay.
if they're going or not, but
I'll be interested to see. Sometimes I'll catch them at, outside organization events, and sometimes not. So I'm glad you looked. We'll see if they're there. This is, I don't know, they just sent it a week ago. So sometimes I go in with just an open mind and see what I'm getting myself into for the evening. And sometimes I leave and sometimes I stay. So we'll see. I'm excited. Yeah, it's one of those things, you don't know if you're going to a group meeting or a cookie reception for something. You just never know. So if they have any cool findings, I'm sure the Wood County Reentry group would be interested. But we'll see.
Okay. Well, I'll catch up for Jobs and Hope. Jonathan, nothing much going on over here. Cleaned up a lot of caseload stuff. We are back to full 4 transition agents in the Region 2 area, which is Cabell, Wayne, Lincoln, Logan, Boone, Mingo, Putnam. And Juana still has some from Kanawha, but she's not taking any more on there. So we've got 4 transitions agents over here, limited travel. So we're trying to be very strategic as to who goes where and when and what relationships we're building there. Other than that, I wanted to throw an idea about access to capital out to you all, but we can talk about that after we give updates. So thanks.
Okay. Barb, what you got going on in Mount Laurel there?
Usual. Seeing patients, doing everything we possibly can.
Any word if they're going to open up Anchor Point again or
No, not yet.
by chance, off the top of your head, do you know how much they want for that facility that they had? It's all if for sale, I know.
It wasn't ours. Everybody's asking all that stuff. They put all that stuff on Facebook,
Uh-huh.
and everybody's all those asking. That was I had no idea until just recently, but that was a leased property. We were
Right.
leasing that. It wasn't anything that was ours anyway. But um, everybody's on Facebook, all that stuff. The reason that we left over there at Anchor Point was because of carp, and they said it was going to take about $259,000 to get in line to be able to get carp and sanctions and stuff. So everybody that's talking about going over there, they don't know what they're
What
really
what
talking about.
what is that?
Well, I guess that's what it is. I might be saying it wrong. I don't know. The they had to we had to they came surveyors came and checked everything out and stuff it's
Is that
I might not
is
be
that the
saying it.
Wilvar certification?
No, it's not Rivar. It's carp. I thought it was carp something, but anyway.
I'll look that up.
They came and when they moved here, we got sanctioned for for 2 years and everything. If they come back with Anchor Point and everything, we're good for 2 years and everything. But over there where they were, it wasn't going to happen. And all those people on their Facebook talking about all that and everything, they don't know exactly
I
what all they
I
have
know
to
the
do.
building is for sale by the state of West Virginia. That I do know.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
it wasn't it wasn't attributed to you guys.
No.
So I
We
just
were
wondered. I
leasing
mean,
it. It wasn't ours anyway.
okay. Uh, As far as reach goes, we're still helping people with employment, and now we have a little bit of funding for housing. Not a lot. I'm not sure the full parameters of how that's going to go. The ID bill that we are trying to get pushed through the legislation right now, somebody attached a physical note to it, and so and we were looking at it, and I think they're trying to kill the bill because they passed a fiscal note of $1 million budget per year to do that. And I just, I just totally disagree with that because the people that would need the ID are the ones coming out of our correctional centers. The people that's been in the regional jail, been there like 5 days, 6 days, they shouldn't need an ID to come out of there. But if they've been in there, maybe a year or two, I can understand that. But if they get arrested a couple of days later, they get out on bond, get out on bail, PR bond, whatever, they shouldn't need an ID. But so I think the amounts that we put up or that we talked about was roughly about 3,000 people released from the DCR on a yearly basis. And so, like if they have an ID, that's just all they got to do is get it renewed. It costs $750. If you get a new ID, just a new regular ID is $25. If you get the new real ID, it's $35. So you're looking at under $200,000 per year to do that program.
Hey, Jonathan, on
Yeah.
that, if you guys were working with some specific legislators for
Uh-huh.
that proposed bill, go back to them and make sure that they know it's $200,000. They need to
Right.
make an amendment or something along those lines to say
Yeah.
this would not cover everyone. It would cover the folks who've been out of
Right.
state facilities, not the regional quick
Well,
release ones.
well, see, they're trying to say
If you
that,
attach a fiscal note to something, they try to kill it. So yeah,
right.
you're
So
100%.
they're trying to say that like 33,000 people are getting released every year. And they're doing that by throwing in the regional releases. You
That's
got
across the
somebody,
board. Yeah.
yeah. You got somebody who's been in the regional jail at least 6 times, you know what I'm saying? So, we're not going to give them, you don't need an ID every time. So, it's just so I know I'm gonna do some stuff on that as well. We had a call with Kenny Matthews and the Criminal Law Reform Coalition today, actually before this one. So, and then we're having the March 2nd as the Advocacy Day up there. So we're Leading for Justice Impact Day is what it's called. So that's March 2nd. So we're going to go and talk to all the legislatures and stuff like that, people about the bills and everything. So I kind of think that's the halfway point in the legislative this time. But we're trying. There, the other bills they're also working on trying to extend the punishment for first-degree murder and everything from 15 to 25. Even the attempted murder, they're trying to, just the different enhancements on the sentences they're trying to get passed.
Well, I'm excited to see where the ID one goes because my weirdest case right now, out of all of them, is a vital records ID case. So I think any step would be great. I have a very strange one where a client's been using his middle name as his last name for a very long time, for as long as he could remember, even as a child. Come to find out, his father, who's passed away, his last name is on the birth certificate, so he's been using the wrong name. Wasn't able to get his birth certificate because he can't prove it's him because his driver's license has the other name on it. Social security card has the middle name as the last name. He was born in New Jersey, so I've been talking to New Jersey a lot this week. Think we figured it out and found semi a solution, but the solution will require that he start using that last name that he doesn't identify with because he's not eligible for a name change. And that means he's going to have to change his financial aid record and his
Wow.
application to school and all of his PRSS and all of his certificates that he's working on. They'll need to amend his name on that. And he'll have to go to the DMV. So it's a lot of work. And if they had caught this, if anybody had caught this, the first time he was ever released or put through the system, I mean, all of his court records have the wrong name. So for the
Right.
rest of his life, he'll use that and have to disclose it as an alias. It's just very tricky. So if somebody had found it when he was incarcerated and at least help him start the process by notifying him that this is incorrect, just having the flag of it would have been really, really helpful. Because name change, would be my thought. You need to just change your name. But if you've been convicted of a felony or you haven't lived somewhere for a year or you're on probation, you cannot do it. So IDs are very important, and we all know that, but I've never seen such a complicated, strange situation. And the number one reason he wants to fix the name is because PRSS requires identification with his name and with his certification, and he wants to move forward and get a good career. So
Right.
I'm grateful to their program for motivating him to really get this taken care of, but it's very tough. So that's an important one.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we got a social security card. How is this all so confused? He was able to get a driver's license in another state using the other name, but West Virginia DMV won't take it. He has no other proof of anything. So it's going to be an ongoing issue. I'm sure he'll come back to me several times.
It don't say
in a
much
couple
for
years.
very many people, does it? He got
It's
all that
just gonna
stuff
be.
and wow.
And of course, I'm not licensed in New Jersey, so I don't know how their procedures work, but they told me he would even need a court order allowing him to order the birth certificate because they cannot prove that that's him. So a judge would have to grant him permission to access his birth record. Luckily, we have a loophole. His mother is still living, so mom's allowed to make a request for her child's birth record as long as her name matches her ID. So mom is hopefully going to order him a birth certificate, and we'll go through the process of changing everything else instead of just fixing the last name issue. But
Can you
it's
do that
my
as
life
an
in
adult?
this. Say it again.
Can she do that since he's an adult?
She can because it's her child.
Okay.
They will allow her to. And a sibling was an option as well. As long as the sibling actually has the proper name, they should be connected in the birth records. They have the same parents. But his only sibling has severe autism and doesn't want to call the DMV. Who does? So
Wow.
we're taking every possible route that we can, but
Yeah.
they did not understand when I said, well, we can't get the birth certificate because you say he's not the same person. They said, that's true. And I said, then how does he get an ID if we don't have the birth certificate? How's he ever pay his taxes? She said, I don't know. He can't get a bank account. He can't file with the IRS. Can't get his PRSS. So I'm really excited to see where this case goes. I think it's going to have a very big impact. And I don't think we're going to have any court intervention here. I think we're going to work the channels of vital stats. But if this could have been prevented even slightly, somebody would have been grateful. So I'm glad that you're working on it. And that's one of my weird ones of the week.
hmm.
Nuts.
Brian, welcome to the meeting.
Thank you. Finally got in here and got connected.
Okay. Tell us about yourself and who you're with.
Yes. My name is Brian Howard. I'm a reentry liaison with West Virginia Schools of Diversion and Transition and Jobs and Hope. Just working here today at Charleston Correctional Center. I cover 5 different facilities sort of in the northwest part of the state. Western Regional Jail, South Central, Southwestern, Charleston here, and then Logan Correctional. just helping folks get some stuff together on the inside, and then just helping them make that transition to the Jobs and Hope program on the outside.
Okay.
And any other thing else they might need.
Do you just help with the getting Jobs and Hope and stuff like that? You don't help them get to treatment or anything like that?
We really don't.
Okay.
But if that comes before us, we're going to try and get them the answers that they need. If they're not getting it from somebody, I'll find the answer. We'll find the answers for them. We do have a nice, we use the checklist from legal aid in the public defender's office. So we use that quite a bit with them. I tell them anything on that list that scares them, makes them nervous, whatever it is, bring it to me and we can tackle it from there.
So for clarity with that too, hey, Brian Foster's on here. I don't know if you
Hello.
can see.
Oh, hey.
But hey, yeah. So the West Virginia Schools of Diversion and Transition, they work with the folks who are in the educational programs
Yes.
of said institutions.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
They're not working with every adult who's incarcerated at the time. They are working with the folks who are actively enrolled in the education program while incarcerated. So
Okay.
that's Brian's, and they don't have to work with Brian. It's an extra service that's provided through the West Virginia Schools of Diversion and Transition, which is technically kind of where Jobs and Hope is affiliated with, but on the education side. So just throwing that out there.
Thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome, though.
Yeah. I didn't know if you were a peer inside or something like that. So
No.
But we're glad to have you here.
Yes, thank you.
Other than that, I'm not sure what else is going on.
I want to talk.
Okay, talk.
Great.
I'm going to
Wise
shut up.
counsel. We need access to capital. Everybody's out, and I'm going to say this generally.
Okay.
All the banks are out there doing financial literacy and education. It doesn't help if we can't get access to that capital. Brainstorm. How can we, or what grants are out there, or what other, I got $1,000 and that's it. And that's my emergency fund. Like $1,000 would be able to help one of our guys pay for a year's worth of insurance so he can actually go out and do his handyman business, in which he would make more than $1,000 because he'd be paying me back, right? Number one, maybe Ms. Kaylee, what are my stipulations of doing a non-fiscal transfer of funds to help people start, not on paper? And then also, like, how do we make capital access happen? I told him to go to Elements Federal Credit Union or a community bank, City National Bank. Those folks might be more willing to take, and maybe that's the ask that I have to make to the bankers of saying, hey, who wants to take a chance on my folks? Let's start up a reasonable access to credit line, right? Because it's twofold. One, can't buy a car. Duh. Two, can't take the jump to do their own business. Sucks because I have people lined up who need handyman work done around their houses and their residence and their homes, right?
Right.
Three, building credit after years and years and years is not hopeful. So how do we jumpstart it?
So I know
I'll be completely honest sorry, Brian, when I'm
sorry.
Also against some of the fiscal and monetary policy that we have, but that's another conversation. But like the system is not setting our people up for success. It's actually, we as in general populace or whatever, the entities make more money by keeping people stuck in the system. How do we help our folks break out of the system?
What is that smart savings program where you can Jumpstart? I assume that your guys are enrolled.
Some of them can have access to that. Some of them cannot. Yeah.
Okay.
So
is that a Jobs and Hope program, Foster, or is that a public program?
Sir. Let me pull it up. It's the Jumpstart Savings Program from, I believe it's the Secretary of State.
Yeah, they'll allow you to build credit and take out some money for a business or an educational endeavor. But I'm sure there's a lot of restrictions still.
There's some hoops, right?
Building credit is really hard, especially when you have people with several wrongful occupations, eviction judgments, medical bill judgments against them, probably a wage garnishment on their wages already when they start. It's hard to build credit. And the best luck you could get would be a landlord who, doesn't go after an eviction judgment, but that doesn't happen. So
Well, and that's housing. That's a different entity,
but
right? Like, and
it's gonna
yeah.
break your credit. Yeah. So I'm trying to think um of another route. Now, Foster, I'd be careful with your money and not having a paper trail.
Right.
But I'm legally obligated to tell you that, I think. But it's your discretion.
Right.
Local organization. I mean, I'm wondering if there's something that's not a federal credit union, but a local organization that would be willing to do some form of a pool of stuff. But it's hard to find people to do that. This is a
Could
really
they
good
do?
question. It's a really interesting issue.
There are things that are called CDFIs, Community Development Financial Institutions. It's
Yep.
a designation by Department of Treasury.
Okay.
It'd be interesting to because they get grants and things for loan loss reserves and different things, so they can take chances on folks who are not usually bankable.
Okay.
That's sort of the mission, I think, of the whole program, is to so that we could find a list in the state of who offers that. West Virginia CDFIs.
CDFI Coalition fact sheets, West Virginia. Okay. Oh no, that's not it. Let's see, what's this? Board game enthusiast? No, that's not it. Oh, here we go. Crystal Good wrote an article back in 2024 about expanding financial inclusion. Okay.
So
We started Crystal's article.
Element Federal Credit Union is
Element
one.
is one, and that's where I sent him. I sent him to Element. So
Okay.
maybe, and then we've got Community Development Financial Institutions Funds, West Virginia. Let me pull that up. Maybe I sit down with the Element founder or the Element lead and say, hey, here's what we need.
Yeah.
Okay. Good idea, Brian. Good idea. And Kaylee, I gave $1,000 to somebody once and never got it back.
There you
And
go.
I was like, oh, that happens.
It does. It does
Yeah.
happen. And
Yeah.
I think in this work you take a lot of chances on people and that's what you believe in doing. And so you probably sleep okay at night. Knowing you made that choice, but I'm the same kind of way.
Yeah, no, I was 100% resentful. And I know where she is now,
well.
too. I'm like, I just don't talk to her. I'm like, whatever.
It's tough.
Just let it go.
I would assume those CDFIs also kind of bolster their programs with financial literacy classes, which I'm sure people enrolled in anyway, but I think that's always helpful. Because it's tough.
Yeah. Let me connect with CDFI. Let me connect with Element. Reach out.
I don't know. For me personally, I helped build my credit through Capital One.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me a $500 secured credit card. So I had to have like $500 in their account, with them. And then they let me do the credit card and everything through there. And after like so often they'll give you the 500 back and then they'll raise your level up and everything like that. So like right now I have 2 credit cards. My credit score is almost 800, so I'm not sure if that's, a way to go. I mean, it might be more time consuming than, giving someone money to start their business and going that way.
Yeah, credit is tough, and I don't believe in the ideals of having a credit score. It really benefits a lot of people. It was designed very, very poorly. So I don't even check my credit score because I don't believe in it. I'm sure I should. But you don't get credit for paying your rent every month on time.
That's true.
And you don't get credit for paying the $200 a week at the halfway house. And you don't get credit for a lot of things that you're paying for. So it's really tricky, and it can take a bad situation or a bad financial decision, and it can exacerbate it for years and years. And my clients get judgments attached against them all the time to their wages for a medical bill that was $400, and they go after a certain person in those cases. And it makes you really helpless. So Foster, I'm excited to see if you learn anything, or if there's anything that it sounds like it's a federal kind of regulated group. Maybe there are credit unions in most counties, or at least larger counties, that would be helpful to people. But Yeah, I mean, credit score kind of kick you when you're down or really bolster you when you're in good shape. Um, so it takes a long time. It takes a long time to fix. You know, your credit doesn't get boosted when you pay your child support on time every month, but it'll be used against you when you don't, right? And that includes when you're incarcerated. So it's just really tough. And I'm not financially the most savvy. My dad was an accountant, my sister's an accountant, my brother-in-law's an accountant. I didn't take math past high school. So
So you're the fun one.
I got other people that could do my taxes. So I'm not good at reading numbers and stuff. That's why you go to law school. Never see a number again. But age garnishment cases, they're tough. And I'm always interested in learning more about options for my clients outside of the legal system, because once they're done with me, it's not like everything's fixed and I can every single element of their lives is affected in some way or another. So hopefully the next meeting you'll have an update about someone from this bank. And
Kaylee just signed me up for a report in March. Great, thanks.
I did.
All right.
I apologize. You
That's
can be
okay. Alternative economies in West Virginia recovery.
I think it'd be cool.
Actually, I can't say that out loud. You definitely can't post this meeting now.
We could do April sounds reasonable as well. So
April might be.
but
cool.
But yeah, I think that's really interesting and not something that I get to look into much in my world. So I'm excited to see.
Yeah, let me schedule something with Elements next Tuesday. I'm going in. 2/24.
I don't understand credit scores anyway. When I'm like her, several years ago, I thought I was doing a good thing, and I took care of all my credit cards and everything, thinking I was doing a great thing. But then about 2 years ago, I had to buy a new car and found out that I didn't have credit. It wasn't that I had bad credit. I just didn't have credit because I'd already taken care of everything. So I had to end up doing like, I think $1,700 I had to pay down and everything to buy a car. I mean, it was stupid. But
well, and realistically, if you think about it, and I don't know what Nicole Bean, who this one is. I know there's a couple Nicole Beans, but that I think I know two. Nicole, who are you with?
Oh, right now I'm with Proud, but starting March 2nd, I'll be with Jobs and Hope.
Oh crap, that's right. Hey, congrats. My bad. You're our Nicole Bean. Okay, great. Okay, so and then if you think about it, right? Like, how many of the folks that we work with who are in their 40s have no retirement and are $20,000 in debt, right? Like that I think somebody needs to start having the conversation about fiscal wellness when it comes to our folks that we serve and who we love and who are our community members that have no fiscal preparedness for the future outside of going to a banking module. Like, I get it. You got to start somewhere, but our entire state will be impacted by the plethora of folks who do not have access to retirement, pensions, or care, or a game plan in 20 years. And I know everybody kicks the can down, but that is going to rely on the back of our children's children. And we aren't having children, and there aren't any children staying here. So if we don't start addressing the fiscal sustainability of our state populace, especially as the folks who are here age, which is happening, like, we won't set ourselves up for success. And we're missing an entire population of folks. And I'm not trying to future trip, but I have to, because nobody else is thinking about it. Everybody's just hanging on by a thread.
I can see that.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Brian,
there's another I put a link in the chat, partnercap.org.
Okay.
Partner Community Capital, I think it's called. It's in North Carolina and West Virginia. And they have like a small business lending quiz. And if it says, if you don't answer yes to all of these, don't despair, and then they have like business counseling type things and support services for folks, it looks like. So
okay, thanks, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna talk to my folks at RCCR as well, because I've talked to them about housing, of course, which is something that they've done for years. And by that I mean decades, but also working towards. I've brought up this capital access stuff before. Okay. I think I've actually seen Partner Community Capital. I wonder if they're a part of Invest Appalachia. All right. Thanks, Brian.
Foster, do you guys ever work with like the business entrepreneurial clinic at WVU Law School, or anybody that does entrepreneurial kind of counseling outside?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. And there's a few entities that we partner with there.
Okay, cool.
The one that we utilize the most with Jobs and Hope referrals, I believe, is our partners, our partners at the West Virginia Military Authority.
Okay.
The small business training program. There's also a group that does online module learning for folks coming out of incarceration who want to start their own business. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But there's that as well. I think we've had a couple cohort members in that before throughout the state. But mainly, and I've sent folks to the Small Business Administration website for like the Journeys program.
Yeah.
And just to do some online training there to help them guide in their own small business endeavors. But I think we really are, see access to that stuff.
Okay. I knew that they had like a small business clinic at the law school.
Mhm.
And one of our attorneys here used to be the head of that clinic, and anything business that comes through, we kind of send over to him, but it sounds like they're covered that area. I was just curious because I talk about a new partner agency like every day through one of my clients. So
yeah. Can you connect me with that representative, your teammate there? Yeah.
Sure.
Great. Pick his or her brain.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, Jonathan.
You're
It's on the
fine.
heart, brother.
You're fine. I'm just listening and taking notes and collecting websites. I mean, I'll go back and look at all this stuff later, you know what I'm saying, and see if there's anything we can do, because I know, well, I'll put it to you this way. The stuff that I've been attending here lately, Reentry in West Virginia is supposed to be getting a big push monetarily on grants and stuff like that. So, but I don't know what they're going to do with the money and stuff like that. I don't know which programs are going to get it. So I know Dr. Lloyd out of the Office of Drug Control Policy, he's one of the people that talks about it. Which also I want to give you guys a heads up. If you're on this meeting or any other meeting, him or his assistant Richard Dempsey might be popping in the Reentry Council meetings that we have here on the Zoom stuff. So don't freak out, or they just said they want to help, make try to get things better and stuff like that. So, but yes, I mean, and then I know there was a new program that launched up in, I want to say Beckley. I might be wrong. I think they're part of Seed Sower. So I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with that. The Reach just hired. Well, we hired 3, but one person we decided that on the day before they were supposed to start that they wanted to work somewhere else.
So is that where you're hiring again? I saw the posting.
Yeah, okay. That's why we're hiring again. So, and then I think we're also looking for an admin person to take over the reentry councils and all the admin work. So you won't get to see me no more.
Dang, Jonathan.
But because I'm trying to do more navigator stuff. I'm trying to be more with clients and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard sometimes. So like today, I had 3 Zoom meetings today. So I don't get no time out of the office to go see nobody or nothing like that. So, but yeah, we're trying to go ahead here at Reach and do what we can. And like I said, that ID bill, we are gonna like do some stuff with it. Try to revamp it. Try to make the person see that physical note is a little bit
Yeah.
overextended on stuff.
Okay.
Well, I have a couple of quick things that I forgot at the beginning, just general info. Every other week right now, I'm doing expungement clinics virtually. They're designed for Jobs and Hope participants. That's the only client base that I work directly with, but I offer those as general information clinics. If you have a client or someone in your office or somebody in mind that you would like to refer to attend one of those clinics, I'll put my email in the chat. You're welcome to send their information to us, and they're welcome to join those. At the end, I'll give them a general legal aid intake phone number. I can't open a case for them, but it's really good information. You can basically fill out your own expungement petition once you go through the packet that we do. So that's the goal, is to allow people to do a lot more expungement. So let me know. I'm going to be doing an expungement training for the Kanawha Reentry Council next month. Their
Okay.
group is interested in learning more about expungement. So I'm going to do that. But if you have somebody in mind that you'd like to send, you're welcome to. There's no limit since they are virtual. Attendance ranges from 3 people to 20. So there's plenty of space. They're an hour. I do one during the month around lunchtime and one in the evenings at 6 o'clock. That way, people who work different shifts have a little bit more access to attend. So they're fun, they're light. You don't have to sit there and disclose all of your charges. I asked them very specifically not to, just sit and learn it. And
Joseph, hey
so,
Joseph,
Who's
wake up.
this?
Come on, he's ready. The doctor's ready to see you.
Who is this?
Don't know.
iPhone. Who's on the iPhone here? Oh, how you doing, Miss Gooch? Did you need to say something? All right, Kaylee.
anyhow, that's my quick spiel. I'm gonna put
Okay.
my email in the chat. My paralegal, she send packets to anybody who's interested, to send someone to that clinic. And then next week, Thursday, is the Coalition in Homelessness point in time count. I don't know if anybody signed up to be a surveyor or a location for that, but that's exciting. I've signed up to assist with surveys for people who are unhoused, and it's a really big push. I think it's very helpful for statistics and vital information for, housing funding and maybe some expansion of low income housing availability. I'm sure they use their data for all kinds of grants, but if anybody gets emails from that coalition, it was rescheduled with the big snowstorm. So next Thursday night, I'll be out and about in my reflective vest trying to help. And it seems like something interesting to do. And those
Okay.
are my two big things right now, but let me know
I,
if anybody has
I would
questions.
sign up, but I know that's not happening on my case. So
There's there's a lot of hoops that you have to jump through and a lot of yes and no kind of stuff. But the other good thing is people who come who have an issue in another state, even some of the information is similar, so we'll send them over to, especially like LASCO, Legal Aid in Ohio. But sometimes it's really tough. So
territory.
yeah.
Kaylee, what about territory?
Is it federal?
No, it's not a federal. It's a state. It's a state charge.
I don't even know
I
what
was
that's
I
called.
was arrested. I was arrested in Guam.
Oh, Guam. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Guam, but it's cool.
She just signed herself up. April
Maybe.
sounds good. Kill it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a report. I'll be reporting about expungement case law in
I'll,
Guam.
I'll never get my case expunged, so I'm not gonna worry about
Guam
it.
it'd be like that's tricky. I wonder if they treat it similarly to a federal case, but I don't know. Yeah, my clinics are only for West Virginia cases. But you do, get some valuable information even for an out-of-state client that you need to be gathering this stuff up. Generally speaking, you got to prove a lot of stuff to a judge. So It's fun. I think they're fun. Most people probably don't really think they're fun, but they're fun for me, and they're every other week. So feel free to reach out.
Uh, Kayla, I think Edna's. Are you gonna put your information in the chat about? Okay, I think Edna was wanting that.
Jonathan, I had a question, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I'm just now in my second week of actually seeing folks in these facilities,
Uh-huh.
and I'm learning a lot. Stuff I, thought I knew about but don't really know, and the difference between working in the prisons and in the jails, the difference about release, whether they need a home plan or whether they don't need a home plan, misdemeanor versus felony, all these different things I'm learning about.
Yeah.
So I really want to be prepared for whatever gets thrown at me. As Foster knows that I sent her something this week, and it was something that probably can't help with. So I think my first initial intake and interview will include, especially with the folks who could see parole next week, where the judge could call them in and they could be gone, and I don't have a chance to meet with them properly and get them truly introduced to Jobs and Hope and the different services that are out there. So my part of that, I want to do sort of a day one, day zero, day one plan to tackle, especially if they don't have to have a home plan. Um, what their plans are, making that plan. And day one, where are you going to go and visit? What are you going to take care of? What does that look like? Do you need a backpack from Reach? Do you need, are you going to be homeless? This type of stuff. Do you have an idea of where to go? So any and all information, resources you could throw at me, I would love to do that. I know I have a lot of that stuff at my hands, but this is my first time really asking this out loud to folks. So, anything you can
Brian,
give, I would appreciate that.
I put my information in the chat.
Okay.
You can give me a call or you can send me an email, and I can go over it with you.
Okay.
I will say, so like I get a lot of guys when they just come out of the jail or the prison,
Mm-hmm.
and so when I asked them about Jobs and Hope, they say, "Oh, I don't know what that is," and I said, and I'm like, I know better because I know there's a Jobs and Hope counselor that signs them up at least and gives them a number to call. Because I have discussed this with my transition agent a lot. Uh, so, I think they just need to follow through with their part of the, like, because like you can only assign them in the area that they're going to. And then they got to
Right.
make the initial contact with the transition agent.
Correct. Yeah.
So if they don't do that, then when I come to him and they're like, "Hey, did you sign up Jobs and Hope when you left the prison?" And he's like, "Well, I think I did. I don't know." And then so I'll reach out. I'm like, "Is this guy enrolled? Does he need to reach out to someone?" So I think that is one of the main things with Jobs and Hope is making sure they have the information that they need to contact when they get out, but also they got to follow through with that contact once they get out as well. And I'll say about 90% of them do not contact you guys.
Right. And I say, and like Foster said earlier, they do have to be in education. So we're also using that as a tool to get people into education, that we can get them signed up while they're still incarcerated and still, and start doing some of those services on the inside, through me, that what we can do, we can do. And then it's a much smoother transition to the transition agent on the outside.
Right. Now, you mentioned the Reach backpacks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that here at our Logan office. We have all the shampoo, the hygiene items. We have some food stuff like that. I mean, but as far as like say if you got somebody getting out of Huttonville, you got somebody getting out of somewhere else
Mm-hmm.
that's like Southwestern, I can cover if I know they're getting out or something.
Right.
But it's kind of difficult to do that, to get the hygiene items and get the stuff that they may need when they first get out. We have some clothing downstairs. We have I mean, it's not like fancy clothes or nothing like that. Maybe like sweatpants, shirts, stuff like that. So but it's just the being able to get it to them somehow.
Right. Right.
But if you want to give me a call or send me an
Yeah.
email after later on today or after, because I got another one of these at 3 o'clock. So, but I'm available most of the time.
That's great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I was late. I had just come back from a meeting down at the American Job Center. But so, Brian, what exactly do they have you doing at the prisons?
Yeah. So it's called the Reentry Liaison. So anybody that's in the education department, getting their GED, doing the good time credit courses, doing one of the CTE programs, one of the career tech programs, make them eligible to work with me. So we are starting resumes, putting together a good plan for where work is going to be in their area they're going back to. We research some support services that might be available, who to reach out to in that area. I, really try and stay away from anything that DCR is going to handle as far as housing and different things. We really are just trying to tackle them getting ready to go to work and to identify and set some goals for themselves for their future employment, future financial success.
Oh, okay.
Does anybody have anything else? Edna, you good?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
And I just asked my paralegal, she's going to email you some information about those clinics, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Herb, you have anything else before we go? Okay. Foster, you good?
Yeah, I'm just drafting up my email to Element. So
Okay.
I might be sick on Tuesday and be out of the office. Or no, I'll just be out of the office because I need to not take a sick day on that one. But probably going to Black Policy Day at the Capitol. So I'll be out of the office taking a day. And then if I can squeeze in a meeting with them, I'll meet with them since I'll be over there.
Okay.
Moving and shaking, team. Moving and shaking. I'm assuming
What day?
housing is still an issue for folks who are coming out of reentry or who are reentering. Housing's always an issue. Okay.
Yeah, housing is an issue, especially for SOs.
Yep.
So,
Yep. That's a big one. Okay. All right. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for what you do, everybody.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Thanks
Kayla,
for
you
having
good?
me. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I
All
might
right.
get to this other one this afternoon. We'll see how my
That's in
day shakes
Wyoming
out.
County. I think it's
Yeah,
Wyoming County. So,
yeah. You should have seen us trying to get all of the meetings into my calendar on a recurring cycle so that if there's time I can make it. And I really enjoy these, so I do my
so
best.
are you on all the meet? Do you have the emails from all the meetings?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Every
If you don't, let me know and I can add you to the because I do the constant contact as well.
yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, you sent it to me, I believe, and you should have seen all the emails. I love it because now they pop up right there with a little join button. And if I'm available, I do my best. So thank you. And I
You're
might
welcome.
see you again. Just see who calls me in the next hour and if I'll be able to. But we have fun. So it was good to see everybody.
You too.
Thanks,
And
everybody.
Foster, I want to get down to Huntington soon to see your office. I haven't made it that way for a meeting or anything yet. So
You can see it.
I
I
have
got
the
a
You
view.
goal.
got you got a
I
good view. You got a
I
good view
got a
there,
view,
Foster.
brother.
You have a view. I don't have a window. If it makes you feel better. So.
Yeah, you need to come visit.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Y'all
See you
have a
later.
good day.
Thanks.